So on to the next question, and this is from
Yep.
Superfan Neiman, Oddworld Superfan Neiman. Hopefully, Neiman, I'm saying it right. If it's Neiman or Neiman, my apologies. What happened to the area outside Necrum Mines? There is concept art about it, yet in the game it's entirely absent.
It was completely budget and schedule.
Okay, completely.
So it was intended to be there. We started, it was one of the first scenes that we started to do at the beginning of the project as a cinematic. That got all screwed up, and whatever, shit just happens. It was a integrated map painting type of thing we were trying to do, and it didn't work out. And because a lot of this is R&D still, even though we kind of know what we're doing and we've been doing things a long time, you're still doing things that are implementing some technicality that you haven't done before. And so that just didn't work out. And we had to move on. And it was really just beautiful beauty shots and establishing it, that it wasn't going to be playable outside. And then that shot wound up getting cut. And it was strictly budget. I wish I could say, oh, this is the really smart reason, but it wasn't. It was just budget and time and resources. So I mentioned this a few times at various intervals, but there's a tendency to think the game you shipped is the game you wanted to ship.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is, you never, in my experience, you almost never ship the game you want to ship. You ship the game you could ship, and there's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like production and technology and artistry that involves teams of people. It never goes the way you want. And again, it's kind of like the last problem. But how do you recover, and what do you do? And hopefully, you can make it so that the audience doesn't notice. Right? But it's always that way. It never goes perfect. There's always crisis and traumas and
Oh yeah.
unexpected emergencies and things that are just like and you get caught up in it. But how well do you recover, and how well can you hide what you had to cut, or was it smart because you cut it and it didn't fit? Sometimes some of the greatest scenes don't wind up in movies because they just didn't fit, but it was a great scene.
Yeah.
And it takes a decent director to go, nah, it's out of context, or it's a great shot, but it's not the movie, and it needs to work for the movie. And if
Yeah.
it's not synergizing exactly with it, then we're not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.